It's the Nice Guys podcast, and football has officially arrived as of an hour ago. Noah,
A quarter ago.
a quarter ago.
Yeah,
Uh,
a little bit a quarter ago.
Currently, Noah's currently watching the Chiefs Texans Thursday night NFL opener. What's the score right now, Noah?
It is 7-7 with 8 minutes left in the second quarter. It's a good game. Good game.
So it looks like my bet is holding up pretty well. I took the Texans plus 9.5.
I think once the Texans defense gets a little bit more tired and Patrick Mahomes has all his weapons, I think he'll unleash the load.
We're gonna bring back the loads for this episode. Maybe we should scale that back after last week.
For sure. I think we should quit talking about loads.
Yeah, okay. No talk of nuts, squirrels, loads, anything of that nature this week, we promise.
I promise.
But we are going to be getting to football, more football, lots of fucking football. This is our first full football preview episode of the second season, and I'm excited, Noah.
Yeah, I'm excited too, and I'm excited to talk about our home team as well as some good games to watch out for. This weekend because it's football weekend, baby.
First football weekend of the year. COVID tried to stop football, but they couldn't do it. We got the better of them.
Definitely not getting to Andy Reid with that mask on. I don't know if you've seen that.
He looks so awesome.
Yeah.
I love him so much.
It's like full welding uniform.
Yeah. He's out there like a full.
I'm on fire.
Okay, so we're gonna get to, like Noah said, some of the good games of the weekend. We're gonna talk some bets. We're gonna talk the hometown team, the West Virginia Mountaineers, who are in action. Somehow, some way, they pulled it off in action on Saturday against Eastern Kentucky. But before we get to all this, Noah, do you want to do a quick NBA update?
Yeah, you can just give them that update.
Okay, so in the NBA playoffs right now, we have a very exciting game.
Celtics and Rockets. Or Celtics Raptors.
Yeah, NBA update. Lakers are up 99-78 on the Rockets in the fourth quarter, and there's a Game 7 tomorrow, and that was our NBA playoff update.
Yeah, that's the update.
That's that.
All right, now to the juicy stuff. All right, come on.
Now the business.
The business.
Okay, what are we starting with, Noah?
Let's start with WVU. Let's start with our team. And if you don't want to hear these guys, well, you're sorry, because you're going to hear about it, because that's our team.
We stand by them.
We stand by them.
Okay, so we are playing the Eastern Kentucky Colonels, the Fighting KFCs.
I don't know if it's really playing. It's kind of like a practice.
It is, and it's going to feel a lot like a practice with no fans in the stand, like a scrimmage, like a preseason.
Like if you think our team is rusty, I bet their team is rusty.
I mean, I don't know. They got their ass beat last week, but they did get to play.
That is true, but I don't care.
They barely played, though. I mean, they got their ass handed to them by Marshall, of all people. G-Dub's quarterback shit on them. Somehow a high schooler put up 49 points against them, or 59, I think it was. So I don't really know what to say about Eastern Kentucky. They were sort of legendarily terrible in that game. They played 3 quarterbacks in that game. Those 3 quarterbacks combined to go 10 for 16, 80 yards, no touchdowns, and 1 interception. And as a team, they combined for 86 rushing yards. So what's your deep analysis?
I don't know. My question is, how do you have that little stats and you have the ball every 20 seconds? That's what was it just like a 3 and out every time they had the ball?
Well, I watched the game, and I believe there were a lot of tackles in the backfield. There were a lot of stops at the line. There were
that's just like
a lot of long drives by Marshall, etc.
really bad day and good game management by Marshall. I think I think this game upcoming will be, for those of you, I wouldn't necessarily say it's a test, but it's an inside look to see how our shitty areas, how shitty they'll still be. I mean, I think that's the key.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think that anybody should be looking at this as a weekend off for us or a sleeper or, even if we blow them out. I mean, I think we should still be looking for, you know, uh, chinks in the armor in terms of like where we're at going forward, because you can sort of tell in these early season games, especially with WVU, a lot of times where we are as a team based on these shitty opponents that we play. I mean, you saw it last year against James Madison. You know, they gave us hell, and then look at the season that we had. So
I think there's still definitely some problem areas for us that we definitely need to look at. We can start with some of the problem areas just before we talk about any positives. The running back situation.
right.
I mean, we know Letty Brown's really good, but after losing Martell Padaway, Kennedy McCoy,
Martell Pett, those were my guys.
like after losing those two guys, I mean, we have Letty Brown. We still have those the two guys, Sinkfield, and then we have that one guy, Tony Mathis, that's going to be playing. I don't know too much about Tony Mathis, but Sinkfield, seen a little bit of him. He's all right. Letty Brown's good. But the question is, the other problem point that kind of ties in with this, the offensive line.
Exactly, yeah. And go ahead.
I was going to say, I mean, especially they were so bad last year, historically bad. And now losing one of the best linemen in recent history, McKivitz.
Mm-hmm.
How are you supposed to replace him and then get the other guys that were shitty too? Like, how do you get those guys moving? So it's just like, I think a lot of this is going to rely on what can we, take from these sort of games and how can they improve. I think the line is the key to this whole season.
Okay. I like that. I like that a lot because, I mean, regardless of how, like, sweet our running backs are, I mean, if they're Division I running backs, Letty Brown is good enough that if he has a good enough offensive line, he can do what he's supposed to do.
Exactly.
And we have to step up in that facet from last season. On the offensive side of the ball, I'm looking at Daggy. I got to be honest. I'm watching Daggy. I'm excited for Daggy. I want to see what he can do. I think I know what he can do. I think we both know what he can do.
Hey, here's my take on him.
Is he going to do it?
Again, it relies on the offensive line. If the offensive line is how it is at the end of the last year, even if you take McKivitz away, if you replace McKivitz with an average, if the line was as okay as it was at the end of the season, whenever we finished, with TCU, who we beat Kansas State on the road, with those two teams we beat on the road last year, we ended off pretty strong. We beat those two. That was the two teams we beat, right?
Correct.
It kind of shows us what Daggy could be like. If they've improved at all, I think if they're at least like a top 3 Big 12 offensive line, top 4, which I doubt it, but if they are, I think Daggy could be. He has the potential of being a Heisman winner, especially with the teams not playing.
Ooh.
Because you have guys returning like Sam James. You have other guys returning like TJ Simmons. He's another good guy. Allie Jennings, Bryce Wheaton, Sean Ryan. That whole receiving core is pretty decent if they can catch the ball.
Yes, and that was a problem.
And that's a problem. But I'm sure they've improved. If Daggy can get the looks that he was getting them the ball. It was just the amount of drop passes. Like, the problem with Kendall is he wasn't even getting them the ball. So whenever they even drop it, I mean, it was usually a shit pass.
Right.
And Daggy finally got it to him. So I'm curious to see who's improved. Apparently Sam James is like top tier, and he has been in practice.
I believe that. I mean,
apparently he's been working really hard. I mean, TJ Simmons is TJ. I mean, he's a solid wide receiver to have at the 2 spot.
He's good enough.
So, like, if Sam James can be the number one guy, coming into his second season, I think he'll be him and Daggy. That connection, I think, will be a huge hit. And if the offensive line hits, it'll be a banger. It'll be a banger.
Absolutely. Speaking in music terms here.
Yeah.
But no, I think with just catching the passes, that comes with experience. A lot of those guys were young. We return a lot of guys who got a lot of plays, especially when they started mixing up the receiver core last year at the end of the year. I think that they're ready to go. I have confidence to an extent in the passing game, at least.
I have a stat about how bad our line was last season.
Okay.
2.6 yards per carry, 21 sacks allowed, and 4.9 yards per play. Yeah. That is a historically bad offensive line.
That's pretty bad.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah.
So Jesus Christ.
I forget the statistic about it, but it was literally. It was our worst. In those categories, it was our worst offensive line in like 25 years or something like that.
So at least Josh Sills is back, so that's a good thing.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
What you got?
Defensive side of the ball. What are you thinking?
Honestly, if you want my honest opinion, I think this could be the best defense that we have had. And I don't know. It competes with some of the best. The Stills brothers are back. Our linebackers can really, tackle the guys. They don't miss too many. A lot of the cornerback problems and the safety problems that we had, some of them are fixed. We brought in the senior from Arizona. What's his name? Senior safety. We brought in the senior safety from Oklahoma, I can't even speak, from Arizona. He's sick. So, hopefully I think our defense will be the biggest bright spot for our team this year.
Well, those guys, there were a lot of young guys that started coming up on the defense towards the end of the year last year as well, just like I was talking about with the receiving core. Tyke Smith, one of the more underrated players on the defense. A lot of people are excited about Drayshawn Miller. Sean Mahone coming back.
Oh, yeah.
The defense has guys that can bring the wood.
Yeah, he's great.
Bring the wood, great. No nut.
No nut.
And then, of course, special teams key. You got to get the involved.
You have to get the involved every single game. You have to get him involved.
Friend of the program, Casey the Leg. You got to get him. You got to get him involved.
Got to get him the ball. Got to get him the ball.
Find ways, preferably with extra points. We'll take field goals as well. Maybe get him on some kickoffs. Fuck it. He's got to
get the involved. Neil, if you're listening here, get him involved.
Tell the to get in the game.
Get your head in the game.
We gotta get the back on the program.
We do have to get the back soon, maybe, hopefully. Gotta talk to the about it.
Yeah, if you're listening, come back on the show and bring some friends.
Bring some friends, though. I do have a star right here after the defense. Swinging it back to offense, a big add of the offseason was a slot receiver from Middle Tennessee, Zach Dobson. Apparently a huge playmaker. Maybe if you slot him beside Sean Ryan, or maybe if he's in the 4-3 spot, he might be making some big plays. And I'm excited to see maybe some highlights from this upcoming game if he can do anything.
The cat agrees. Josh Dobson.
Yeah.
Gonna make some plays.
Zach Dobson.
Zach Dobson. Sorry.
Yeah.
I was thinking of Josh Dobbs. The Steelers just signed him again after dropping him or trading him away.
Cool guy.
Really cool guy. He was one of those that had the announcer tagline that because he was in aerospace engineering, and they would always say, this Josh Dobbs guy. He's gonna be on the moon.
He's gonna be on the moon. Josh Dobbs to the moon.
Instead, he's in Pittsburgh, but good enough. Is that all there is to say about WVU?
What's your record prediction this year?
Put me on the spot.
All right, here. Well, I'll do it. Okay, you ready?
No, I got one.
What?
Okay, not a record prediction. Let's set the line at 7.5.
Oh, I'm going under because there's only 10 games.
I forgot about that. Okay, well cancel that out. So 5.5. Well, you got a bowl game. So
over. 5.5 and a bowl game over.
Do they have bowl games?
Maybe, yeah.
Okay, how about
I have EKU win?
Don't bet the record because nobody knows what the fuck is going on.
I have 6-4.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I have our 4 losses coming from Iowa State, Oklahoma, Texas Tech, and Oklahoma State.
Yeah. That's basically what I'm saying. Just subtract a game. I said 7 wins.
Yeah.
6 wins instead.
Yeah, 6. That's what I was like. I didn't know who you would have. But yeah, same thing.
Same thing. All right.
All right. Cool.
Good enough. Whew. Yeah. Shaking the rust off for WVU football. I'm ready to talk WVU football. This is our home.
I'm ready to talk college football in general. Conference to get into it.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Next week will be fun.
Absolutely. This weekend, all of it. Well, actually, this weekend kind of sucks. I take that back. Other than us, there's no interesting games.
Even us.
Well, I'm interested. I just want to see WVU football.
Unfortunately, I can't watch because I'll be at work.
Shucks, rats.
Well, hey, catch that highlight tape.
Yeah, at least you get to watch the Texans game and maybe some NFL games. I can't watch NFL.
Hopefully, maybe.
So, yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, speaking of NFL, because it is week 1 and because we are really good at this, genius status.
Actually are good at this. We should keep tally this year of our bets and if they hit.
I keep tally up here.
I'm going to write
I have a running tally of all of your bets and my bets up here.
Well, you're not a smart man, so
But I know what love is.
I know what love is. All right, come on. All
right. Focus. Week 1, focus. Okay.
Come on.
Me and Noah have put together for you, the listeners, our best bets of week 1 NFL. If you didn't listen to us last year, what the fuck? We told you over and over again, and we won money over and over and over again. We did win
money. We actually did win money.
We won so much money. Noah fucked over the state of Virginia through DraftKings.
We did do this.
They thought they got him on a speeding ticket. He put the money down on the games. He said no.
They did think they got me, and I fucking paid that shit. You better listen.
So listen to us this year.
I paid that shit with my bets. I paid it.
Yeah, we're taking your bookie and throwing him out the window. Let's fucking go.
He's out that window.
Get him out. Okay.
It's a fucking Catalina wine mixer.
Little Will Ferrell reference. Okay, let's get into the bets. You want to go? I want to go.
Do you want me to go? I actually would like you to me to go first.
Okay, all right, go.
Okay, so because let's snake it again.
Yeah, that's the only option. So
yeah, we snake.
Okay. 2 people.
All right, so I think a huge smash on a bet this week is involving the Colts and the Jaguars game in Jacksonville this Saturday.
Okay.
Just so you know, Phillip Rivers has won 7 of his last 8 starts versus them and has 20 touchdowns and only 1 interception in those games. He's making a Colts debut, and I think he'll have a lot to prove. You know, he's such a good quarterback, and he now has access to literally the best offensive line in the league. No offensive line comes close. Literally, they just signed Quentin Nelson to even more money too. So they're literally OP.
Yep.
And then he's got, weapons like T.Y. Hilton, Zach Pascal, Doyle, Paris Campbell. And that's just receiving. He has Marlon Mack and then our boy Jonathan Taylor in the backfield. I mean, I don't know what else you could say, especially after Jacksonville losing their number one, points getter on offense. Now they're just going to have to rely on Chark the whole time. The spread on this. This is why I said this is literally a smash. Colts is 7.5 favorites, just 7.5 favorites. I mean, I see it being literally a blowout. At least the Colts by 10. If you call me crazy, Colts by at least 10, and then I could see them going all the way to 30. Like, honestly, this is like one of the ones when I saw this shit, I was like, holy shit, Vegas might be stupid.
People sleep. I'm tired of the Phillip Rivers hatred. He's a legend.
He's a
veteran.
Legend.
And he's gonna put in work. The Jaguars don't know what the fuck is going on right now. I like that bet a lot, actually, Noah.
Dude, I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. Like the weapons he had there versus here, and then the line he had there versus here, and then also pairing with the Colts have a good defense. So like they're not like incapable of playing defense too. It's not like no, they're going to get their stops, but see, that's the thing. The Colts are literally going to pound their assholes in this game. I'm not even kidding. They're going to pound them.
Okay. And Phillip Rivers has all that built up nut. So
not really, mate.
Well, that's your words, not mine. But since you put me on the spot about WVU's record, I'm going to put you on the spot for a bet about your boy, Jonathan Taylor. Vegas odds over under for the season 700.5 rushing yards.
Over.
Okay. Fair.
Over. I see him an 800-yard rusher, and I see Mac maybe being 950, 1,000. I see them having a literally both crazy season.
Big ground game in Indy.
Ground game in Indy. And they're going to be one of the – honestly, if we were to talk Super Bowl picks, I could see them pushing. I'm just saying. With the offensive line wins you games, and that's all you need to know. When you have two unbelievable running backs, a quarterback who's competent, and then wide receivers who can actually catch the ball, dude, that's a recipe for success. There's not enough people talking about the Colts. We need to change that.
Fair enough. So my first bet of the slate, I've got the Falcons underdogs at home against the Seahawks. Now, I know what you're thinking. It's the Seahawks, Falcons. You're thinking last year when the Falcons were doo-doo. But first game of the season, Seahawks going all the way to Georgia. Is that the right way?
What time's the game?
Seattle's up here. I believe it's at 1:00.
Ooh.
Seattle's up here, right? Atlanta's down here. You got to go all the way across the country. And
although I would have to say I'd much rather play at 1 for them than be on the East Coast and have to go play at the West Coast.
Well, that's true, but that's not what we're talking about here.
I'm just saying.
Just saying. All right. Well, okay, but I got some numbers to back it up. So Gurley in Atlanta, I'm looking for him to bounce back. Seahawks defense was actually 22nd in rushing yards last year. Not that great. I think Gurley's going to eat. They've got Matt Ryan at quarterback to go through the defense, the passing defense, which was actually pretty good. They lost Clowney up front. And, yeah, sorry, that's it. I've got.
I do think that's it.
I'm trying to read notes. I'm getting back in the swing of reading notes on the podcast.
I think that's a good shout, but betting against the Seahawks is kind of hard to do.
I mean, I don't know.
What's the line?
+2. Falcons +2.
Okay, if there's any line I was to take, them winning by a field goal, it's not that crazy.
Yeah.
Like, that's not like Like, I feel like that's a wise bet to make.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey,
I
yeah,
think
it's
I
a good
think it's
first
fair
bet.
enough.
It's safe.
Okay. You're not excited about it like I was about yours?
Mainly because I think Seahawks are, again, I think they're a candidate for the end of the season as well.
I mean, but it's not the end of the season. Matt Ryan, third in pass yards per game last year.
But Matt Ryan's a
Julio Jones getting back on his game. Falcons coming
I
back.
don't know. I think that's a must-watch game, though. I think that's one of the best games of the week,
Yeah, they were
like
playing.
in general. That's why you have me kind of stumped. I wouldn't say I'm excited about the bet, but I wouldn't say I'm not excited about the bet. I'm kind of just like, that could be a banging bet.
You're dipping your toes in the bet, but not getting all the way in.
Like, I'm at the spa and like the people are like giving me a massage while my
Right.
feet are in the water,
Right.
like the water swishing around and stuff.
Right. But you're not getting all the way in.
No, I'm not. I'm gonna think about it.
That's fair.
I'm
That's
gonna
fair.
think about it. All right, what's your two? What's your two?
Okay. My second one, you're gonna hate this. I already know.
Well, because you sent me yours, and I was just to make sure I didn't have the same ones. I didn't send you mine, so you have no idea what I picked. And this is the one I wanted to talk to about the most.
Okay. All right. I have 49ers -6.5 against the Cardinals at home. I mean, what do you agree or disagree? First of all, let's get that on the table. Why do you want to talk about it?
I think it might come to shock some people, but this bet is I think one of my must smashes of the entire weekend.
Thank you, my friend. Yes.
And not
absolutely.
because I'm picking the 49ers.
Whoa.
I'm picking the Cardinals in this situation.
Okay.
Two of Kyler Murray's best games came against San Francisco last season. He threw for 4 touchdowns and no interceptions, completed 70% of all his passes in both of those games. And they lost one game by 3 and one game by 10. They were able to keep it close, and I think that they didn't even have Hop at that point, and they also didn't have Kenyon Drake. So when looking at those things, or like, you have to acknowledge the fact that they were already a good team, and then they became a better team.
Who? The Cardinals were a good team?
The Cardinals were a fun team to watch. They were a first-year coach behind a first-year quarterback, and they still were a decent team. Like, there's not many teams that can do that, and they were still able to do that. And the line's at 7.
Okay, well, I've got
especially Super Bowl second season syndrome. After going to the Super Bowl, it's going to be a hard sell for me to believe that the 49ers are literally all that. I didn't believe they were all that last year. But you have a quarterback, Jimmy G. I mean, come on, dude. I think this is 100% could be a Cardinals blowout, and I think I'm also taking the over here at 48 points just because Kyler's going to just blow the team out of the water. Kyler's my must-watch quarterback of the season.
You say that about Jimmy G, and I don't disagree with you. I shit on Jimmy G all last year, but Cardinals, literally the worst pass defense in the NFL last year. They were 31st in yards per game, and they were 32nd in passer rating, and they didn't change a thing in the secondary. I think he's going to do fine with Samuel and Kittle, Deebo Samuel and Kittle. The run game is already there. They're fine on offense, and the defense is going to shut them down.
They still have Patrick Peterson.
I think Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins we need to wait on. I don't know about getting too hot about them in the first week. I don't know about that.
Dude, having Kenyon Drake with Chase Edmonds behind him, like, opens so much for him. Kenyon Drake's, in my opinion, one of the most talented running backs in the league. He was on like one of my must-gets in fantasy because I think he's going to have a breakout year. And then not only do you have Hop, that addition, you still have Christian Kirk, and Larry Fitzgerald still has hands. As long as Larry Fitzgerald has hands, I mean, that's a hard wide receiver to guard. You know what I'm saying? Like, until his hands are chopped off, he's the most sure hands. But like, yeah, I mean, I see where you're coming from, the hype behind the 49ers, but I think this is the one we're going to have to disagree on, and this is why I was excited about it, because this is our first bet against each other of the season.
Absolutely. This is
so good.
This is the nice guys game of the week.
This is the nice guys game of the week. I think this Cardinals team is OP.
Literally. Well, no, I disagree, but they could be good.
I'm going to clip that.
I can see. You're going to clip this? Okay, I'll say some. There's no way the Cardinals are going to the Super Bowl, and then you clip that when they go to the Super Bowl in January.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm willing to take that L for content.
Yeah, so I'm just saying Cardinals +7 over 48 points.
I'm saying 49ers -6.5. I don't know where you're getting 7. I got 6.5.
Basically.
I mean, sort of. You can get your money back on a 7-point game, but
that changed. Well, probably because Vegas was probably like, hey, we gotta watch it because the Cardinals are sweet.
Yeah,
that's a bad sign for you, man. It's a bad sign.
No, I don't think so.
That
they moved it up.
They moved it down. If it's 6.5.
They moved it towards. They made it greater in the time between when I got it and when you got it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They moved it to 7.
Oh, well, I got 7 today.
Me too. Whatever. It doesn't matter. It's probably a matter of.
It's the same fucking thing.
It's essentially the same fucking thing.
It's the same fucking thing. All right, so I can go with my number 2.
Okay, go ahead.
I think this is one we can mutually agree on. The second bet today is going to come from the Eagles versus the football team. And
this was almost one of mine.
Yeah, Eagles versus football team. Wentz hasn't lost to football team since his rookie year in 2016. I wouldn't say what helps us him in this situation isn't necessarily Deshaun Jackson coming back, which is such a huge deal, but it's the defense. They added corner Darius Slay this offseason, and they also added nickel Robbie Coleman, and he's also playing the nickel corner, which is funny. That's a good name. And they moved Jalen Mills to safety, and they have Maddox playing corner as well now. So it's a new look defense with like more firepower. They're going to be able to get the stops. You know, they still have one of the best run defense in the league. I mean, they're literally OP when it comes to run defense. They have been for years.
0 rushing yards for Washington this week.
Literally 0. Fletcher Big Cox is literally not letting anybody past him. Like, there's literally no chance. And Brandon Graham's not just an old ass. He can, still get to the quarterback too. So I kind of have a hard time grasping the fact that Washington football team could even score 10 points in this game. I don't care how many Chase Youngs you have. I think the bet here is going to be Philly. I mean, the spread is Philly favorites by 6. I see this going literally to Pound Town. This is a smash.
I don't see – there's literally like no place that Washington scores a point, literally, unless what's his face, Terry McLaurin can like do something crazy.
And he's great. Like, that's the problem. Like, I wish he wasn't on the football team because – I mean, imagine this. Imagine a team named football team. A football team named football team, and you're expecting a football team named football team to play football. No team that's that unoriginal could actually play football. Like, come on, you got to be better than the football team.
I would love to play for the Washington football team this year, actually, because I think it's very good as a bit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Imagine being a bit as a franchise.
Yeah, but it's very funny. I would get behind that.
I
But
don't know.
these guys are their brains don't work like mine because they're very serious professional athletes.
Tell me I'm not being biased here, but Philly 6-point favorites.
Oh, totally.
I didn't want to come off as biased.
Like hell, I would call you out on Philly bias.
Yeah. 100%.
I like that. Take 100%. Eagles -6.
I like that.
Agree. So, yeah, after that last one, people might not know who to bet on, but that's smash that.
So is it me?
It's you.
3?
It's your 3.
So my 3 was because we didn't plan this. My 3 was the San Francisco and the Cardinals, but I had a fourth one, a special one. The fourth bet special. It's a 2.5-point favorites to the Cowboys. They're playing the Rams. I honestly don't think Vegas knows what they're talking about right here. The Cowboys, they added CeeDee Lamb. Mike McCarthy has a second year. As much as I hate the Cowboys with a passion, they are going to murder the Rams. Murder the Rams.
I like that. Cowboys are cocked, locked, and loaded.
Dude, they're really good. I see them also, and I hate to say it. I see them as potential Super Bowl guys too. Imagine Dak Prescott in a heavy pass situation and still having Ezekiel Elliott behind him.
Right.
Come on.
Good bet.
Come on. 2.5. Bang. I think all of those bang them. Smash.
No.
Not just saying it.
Get them done.
Smash them.
Slate them. My final one.
Your final.
Ravens -7.5 against the Browns. I don't have statistics to back this up. I don't have advanced anything to tell you, but it's the Ravens at home week 1 against the Browns. They're gonna fucking destroy them.
Dude, and that's what
does not matter.
This is I agree. I'm taking this bet too. And that's what it's kind of like one of those things where do the Ravens come back and are they still sweet? Or they are still sweet, and do the Browns, actually have last year's expectations? Because there's no more hype around them anymore. Do the Browns have last year's expectations after a year under their belt? Do they play really well and it's actually a good game? Campbell, with the addition Ravens on the defensive line, Campbell, I don't know if Chubb's going to get as much work done as he normally does. But, can Baker throw that? Probably not. Who are –
No. I like the Ravens this year. I think getting bounced in the playoffs early last year kind of –
I like how we talked about some of our Super Bowl favorites this one, because I feel like Ravens are in that category for you too.
Oh, brother, you're right.
Honestly, the Colts are in that category for me. I think the Ravens are in that category. I think the Cowboys could be there. San Francisco is not going to be there. Yeah, there's some good teams.
Absolutely.
Who was the one from your first game? Seahawks. I think Seahawks are there.
Seahawks could be there.
Seahawks. Falcons are not. They're a good team.
But the fun thing about this time of year is you never know. At least there's going to be at least one team that looks like ass right now.
That is true.
And make a run. Who was talking about the 49ers at this point in the season last year? We were. You and I, we didn't have a podcast, but you and I looked at each other and said 49ers NFC champions.
We talked about it. I don't know if I believed it, but it's definitely I don't know.
No, you didn't. That was a joke, and you know it.
No, some people did. Their defense was really good. I'm just looking at the fantasy update real quick. Mahomes has 20 points, half.
Cool.
David Johnson has 13, so you better watch out, man.
My quarterback is going to score higher than that, and my running back is going to score higher than that.
Ben Roethlisberger is going to score higher than 20 points and a half.
20 points.
And a half.
Mahomes isn't going to put that up in the second half. I'm not worried.
I don't know, man. I don't know. If you're watching this video right now, does this face look like somebody's the thing that Ben Roethlisberger going to put 1932 in there?
Yeah, look at me. Look at my face right now. I don't give a fuck about my quarterback, Noah. It's a running back team. You know this. But let's not talk about our fantasy teams right now. Nobody gives a shit.
Sorry, I was just looking.
Okay, whatever. Thank you, I guess. I don't care, but thanks. I hate you.
That's not very nice.
What do you want to do next? Did you want to do the thing?
What thing?
The other thing you wanted to do on the podcast?
What do we want to do on the podcast?
The winners.
Oh shit! Yeah.
I mean, it's now or never. I didn't really prepare for it that heavily, but we can't really do it after week 1.
Okay, so in the AFC, I have coming out of the AFC, I'm gonna go with surprise pick. I'm gonna have the Colts.
Okay.
And then in the NFC, I'm going to have I don't want to say the Saints. I'll probably go Colts. God, NFC is ass. I think I'm going to go Colts Saints.
Okay. I'm
going to go Colts Super Bowl win.
I don't know if I don't know if I like the Colts. No, that's I could see the Saints. In fact, they were on my list. I'm gonna AFC no brainer. I'm gonna go Ravens.
Colts. I'm going the Colts.
I like Lamar popping off this year. The last 2.
Don't listen to me right now. I'm not even drunk, so like you can't even listen to a word.
Don't trust what you're saying because you're sober.
Bro, only trust me when I'm drunk. That's facts.
Since you went Saints,
just go Saints. We can have the same pick.
And they'll be the nice guys NFC team of the year?
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
Ravens Saints Super Bowl, Ravens winner.
I'm gonna go. So the winner's coming out of the AFC for sure.
It's not gonna be the Colts.
I don't think so either, but I don't know. I need more time to think about it. I don't know why I suggested this bit.
I'm sorry. Sorry I did that to you.
The Colts are good. I think they are a team to watch out for.
Yeah, definitely. But, Super Bowl. I know 2 people that are going to agree with you. But
I don't even think they would agree. I think Nick would agree with me. I don't know if Josiah would because he's an honest man.
Yeah, he's not a liar like Nick, that liar.
No, he's not a liar. He's just a sheep. Hey, if you don't know what that means, go look at our Instagram. Nice guys up.
Absolutely. All right, 17-7 Chiefs. Third quarter just started. I'm trying to watch the game. You want to wrap up here, Noah?
Sure.
Sounds good. This has been a lot of fun. Nice guys. Football preview. First betting show of the second season. Don't forget to lock them in. Tell your bookie that we sent you, and then he can go fuck himself. Episode of the Nice Guys Podcast. For Noah, I'm Christian. Goodbye.
Bye.